Hi, everybody. This is Sandy with Coffee Conversation with Sandy, right here on a Monday afternoon. And I just want to say thank you for stopping by and subscribing to Coffee Conversation with Sandy. This is a new channel. I took my old personal channel and we converted it over to Coffee Conversation with Sandy. So, what is it all about? What are you going to find? What exciting things are you going to see on our channel? Well, first of all, we're going to do some motivation and we are going to have fun, have some tips, some accountability, and of course, a good cup of coffee. And maybe some different flavors. We can talk about different flavors and things like that. Listen, in the midst of all of the concerns and really concerns, I have no other word that I can find in my vocabulary except for the concerns of the coronavirus epidemic that we have here uh, on the in the United States, and now that our state has been declared as a state of emergency, along with the whole nation, we are in a state of emergency. I found something. I picked up a book. Do I have lots of books in my library, and this one here is an old one. I've had this one for years by Elizabeth George, and it's called Woman After God's Own Heart. We always say, and the scripture says that David was a man after God's own heart. Well, she has actually authored a book, and many of you may already have it. It's called A Woman After God's Own Heart, and she even has a helpful study guide. But I was thumbing through it because I just picked it up and wanted to just see if it something was in there specifically that spoke to my heart. And one is in chapter 15, and it says a heart that creates order from chaos. And she pulls from the scripture in 1 Timothy 5:14, and it says, I desire that the younger woman guide the house. And so, and the different points that I really enjoyed in this, and I'm going to come back and do, probably do a teaching on it because I was reading, and one of the things that I really liked is how she says is that on a daily basis, management of the home happens for her, and she have when she has a schedule, and there are certain times that she plans to do housework. She's always having to reserve time to go to cultivate her relationships, but mainly I see that she has various scriptures, but what I really stopped at as I was reading this is that she has 12 tips for time management. And we're talking about how to manage our home in the midst of chaos. Everything seems like it's in a chaotic way right now. People rushing to the stores. The stores are now having to replenish in ways that and at speeds that probably they've never seen in a very long time. Yes, there's been catastrophic things that have occurred whenever there's been terrible storms, but something at this magnitude, that referring to how we're having to close ourselves in our homes, limiting our ability to be out in large crowds. So it's very chaotic right now. And so how do we maintain? How do we keep our mind together? How do we keep our home together? And so I like this tip, as she says, is that time management, how to manage your time in the midst of chaos. And so I do want to come back and do a teaching on this. I really want to study it so I can come back and be effective. But listen, I do want to thank you for just stopping by and just hearing. I do want to say thank you so much. We do have our website up now, and I'm so excited about it. So you can find this video on www.coffeeconversationwithsandy.com. coffeeconversation.com. So we will be finding more tips and blogs on Coffee Conversation with Sandy. And we do our Coffee Conversation with Sandy and Friends once a month on our Facebook Live. So you'll find some scheduling times there as well. So I am so excited about what the move of God is doing in the midst of all of this. We're not going to be moved. We're going to be wise. We're going to be prayerful. We're going to be diligent in making sure we keep our hands clean, our hands washed, and even putting tips up. But we're still going to be moving along by our faith in the Lord, and the Lord gives us wisdom. So just want to let you know is that I certainly appreciate your time. You did not have to stop by. You could have been doing anything else. And so as I'm sitting here in my car on my lunch hour, I just wanted to do this video because I'm going to upload it to the website. And we also have just completed a published journal, and you will be finding that as soon as I do have the link, but I haven't started putting up the pre-sales on that. So I'll be letting you know more about that. And please join the mailing list. We'd like to get you on the email list so that you will know about some upcoming specials that I'll be offering on the journals and on the books. There is the Notes to a Younger Woman that I was one of the co-authors in, and there's a journal that comes along with that, as well as my personal journal, that Coffee Conversation with Sandy. And then there will be another co-author book that I'm a part of, that Trailblazers Who Lead. And so I'm really excited about that project because we're scheduled to do our book signing in May, which is going to be at the end of May. But listen, you all take care. I always want to try to give you all tips, and that's what we're going to be working on. Is we're going to work on how to handle how to keep things in order when there is chaos, and we're going to focus on that. Okay, so I'm going to come back and do a little bit more once I read this chapter and get prepared, because I do want to be effective and not just be willy-nilly all over the place, but I really want to know about what she is saying on the 10 tips. I believe she gave 10, the tips of how to keep our house in order when there is chaos. Okay, so I'm really excited about that teaching series and how we're going to glean and learn from the Woman of God's book. So if you don't have this, A Woman After God's Own Heart, I would say that you still probably can find it. The author, again, is Elizabeth George. Okay, so listen, you all take care and be blessed. All right, bye-bye.